Hi, Eric Lanask here. We're here at Wearable Tech Expo in New York, and I'm talking with James Harmon. James is with EEC. James, welcome. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me here.
So, first of all, maybe just a quick overview, really short overview on what EEC does.
Okay, sure. EEC, Data Center Power and Cooling, mission critical environments, 7 by 24 data center telecommunication sites that have to be up and running. No excuses, no faults, no problems.
So when you say no faults, no problems, what are the major challenges? What causes those kinds of faults and challenges for data centers today?
The data center environment is reliant on UPS systems, generators, transfer switches, and with all equipment, it's inherent that there's potential for failures. Our job is to design and install the correct equipment for the customer's infrastructure, for the user needs, and then also to service and maintain it so that it operates correctly and reliably.
How much does automation play into the whole power and cooling scenario in data centers today?
Automation is an important piece, but also monitoring, understanding how the data center is set up is part of the automation, setting up the correct parameters, but then monitoring so that you have continuous status, recognizing what the data center is doing, how it's operating, but also anticipating problems before they occur.
Are data centers today struggling to keep up with their power and their cooling needs and as you say, the monitoring with the way their requirements are continuously expanding?
Are they struggling? I don't think they're struggling. There's a lot of new trends in what's happening with data centers, but I think with the correct design and implementation that a data center can be reliable and very little, if no interruptions, would occur in the power or cooling systems.
Is that sort of the biggest task for you at EEC is playing sort of that role of the consultant, ensuring that data centers and their managers and their executives are aware of how they need to adapt?
Absolutely. Our customers rely on us not only to install the equipment correctly, service it correctly, but to give them, I want to say, good advice, good direction in terms of how the equipment should be configured and staying current with the latest trends. Also adding things like redundancy so that if there is a failure, there's an adjacent piece of equipment that can continue to carry the load. It's all part of designing the infrastructure, but it has to be a cost-effective installation, and so our job is to ensure that we understand all of the customer requirements for new installation budget and schedule, and then to recommend a service and maintenance program that's going to ensure the ongoing system's availability and reliability.
What's the difference between working with a data center customer who may be expanding or an existing facility or building out a brand new facility as opposed to somebody who may need to retrofit their existing data center?
Well, what you just described are, of course, there's different challenges with each. A new data center oftentimes is easier because you're starting with a clean slate. Oftentimes working with an existing customer to expand or add redundant systems, there's cost constraints, space constraints, especially here in New York City. The cost per square foot is high, and so installing equipment in those types of spaces can offer some unique challenges. But data centers are a growing industry with no bounds in sight. Anybody that does online banking knows that when they log in, they want that site to work, and the data center that supports that site or that customer, that business, that operation has to always be up and running, nights, weekends, holidays. So that's our business.
Well, certainly industries, growing and evolving industries, cloud computing, anything having to do with mobility, certainly wearable tech that we'll be discussing here in New York all this week are going to continue to help drive that trend of data center expansion and growth, and certainly should look to keep companies like EEC doing well.
Well, we've been in business for 28 years, and we've had a continuous focus on mission-critical environments for data centers and telecommunication. And we've got a very high customer retention rate. We've got a lot of, I want to say, marquee customers that we service. And so we're, I guess, if I could, three things that I'd like to leave you with. One is that we do single source the power and cooling systems. We engineer, furnish, and install, and then service and maintain. Two is that we've just established a mission-critical construction division headed by Kevin O'Brien. So we're very excited about this new division, and with Kevin joining our team, I'm confident that our growth and success will continue. And then finally, I want to I want to say thanks for the opportunity to present EEC and tell you about who we are and what we do.
Great. James, thank you so much for joining us.
All right, thank you.